Hello you beautiful people and welcome. New day means a new video. So today we're doing chocolate. Or more specifically we'll be talking about the science of tempering. So we haven't really mentioned this, but the both of us are studying gastronomy, and one day at school we were talking about the science behind tempering, which made me realize that there must be another way to temper chocolate. So today we're using a Sous vide and we'll be tempering chocolate. We'll be making our own little bars, and if you watched yesterday's video, we got something to fill it with. We got praline? Praline? Yeah, like that. So let's get started. So what is the science behind tempering? Well, you might be thinking to yourself, why do I bring it up to this temperature and then bring it back down? Well, when it comes to chocolate, there's 6 different stages of crystallization. And when we do tempering, we usually want to get what is known as a stage 4 tempering, which is why we bring it down to 32 degrees Celsius after it's been at 50, because we want to build up that specific crystals. Now, if you've done tempering before, you know that's a hassle. You have to pour it over a surface and you have to move it around, check the temperature, move it around, check the temperature. Well, today we're going to put it in a sous vide, which means we can just maintain that temperature. So what is it that's really happening? Well, these crystals, they have different melting points. So when you bring it up to 50 degrees, what's happening is that all the crystals are kind of wiped out. And when you bring it back down to say 27, that's when you'll be producing a lot of like stage 3, stage 4, stage 5 crystals. And then afterwards you'll bring it up to 32, because when you're at say stage 3 crystals, that will increase speed at which stage 4 crystals will form. Now then you bring it up to 32, which is where the stage 4 stays and the stage 3 will melt, and then you already cultivated a lot of stage 4 crystals. So my idea is bring it up to 50, bring it back down to 32 and just keep it there. And in theory that should create all the crystals that you need, and you can just pour it into the mold. And say you have to do different layers, well, you can just take the bag back in the water, make sure no moisture gets in there, and you should be good. So to start off with, I'll be putting some white chocolate in this bag, I'll be vacuum sealing it, and then I'll be putting it in the bath. So as you can see, I put some chocolate in this bag and I'll just seal it up, making sure I get all the air out of it. And there we go. Just to be safe, you can do a double seal. Since this is chocolate, you can't really mix any water in here, so better stay safe. And there you go. So I'll be putting this in the sous vide for 50 degrees. To start off with, I'll show the different temperatures you want to get for the different chocolates. So we have white chocolate, milk chocolate, and dark chocolate. Now, as you can see, the sous vide reached 50 degrees, and I just clamped on our white chocolate on the side. Now, since it's at 50 degrees, it's melted already. I'm pretty sure it's all homogeneous at this point. Now we're ready for the pre-crystallization, which is 26 degrees Celsius, which I found out is the temperature of our tap water. So I'll just put it in here for a while. And this one has been set to 30 degrees Celsius. So I'll just let it sit here for a little bit, and I'll transfer it over. I'll let it sit for about, let's say 10-15 minutes, so we can build up a lot of nice crystals. And we're back. So I let the chocolate sit for 10 to 15 minutes. So now it's time to take the bag out. And as I mentioned previously, the big bad wolf when it comes to tempering is water. So I'll take the bag out, I'll dry it up real nicely, I'll snip an end, and then I'll be pouring into our molds over here. Now, once I pour the chocolate into the mold, I'll be tapping it, so I make sure that the chocolate spreads into every corner, so there's no imperfections, and then I'll be pouring it over here. So here I put a layer of plastic film, and that way I can scrape it off. I'll be using the back end of this knife to scrape off the surface here, and I'll transfer the molds to the fridge. And I'm back. So the first layer has set, looking good so far. Now we'll be doing our filling, which is this praline that Claudia prepared yesterday. Now it's better to have a thick base layer of chocolate than having too thin, because at that point it will just be a big mess. So, I'm back. Now the chocolate has been filled. I overfilled them a bit, so after I put it in the fridge, cool down, I took it back out, I scraped some off. We had a little oopsie, so you can see that the praline started to melt some of the chocolate. What I should have done is had the praline really cold, which I didn't, so they will not be completely perfect, but that's okay. You know, practice makes perfect. So let's try and get this top layer done. Sit there. Make sure to dry off the bag completely. And let's get to it. So it was getting late, I actually went to bed, and I was thinking let's just let it sit till the day after. So let's see if it gets out of its mold. As you can see, the layer of praline got a little bit too big or too thick, so you can barely see through chocolate and you can see the praline, which is exactly what I told you to be careful about. But let's see if we can get this out. Okay, so 3 of them came out successfully, and the last one not so much, and you can tell why. As you can see here, way too thin layer of chocolate, the praline is exposed. The chocolate looks great though, like you got a really nice shine. You know what, I'll call this a success, you know. Just a few things I would have done differently next time. Make sure I get more of a thick layer of chocolate on the front, thinner layer of praline, and yeah, more chocolate on the back as well. But it looks great. They got a beautiful shine. As you can tell, it's nice and shiny, which is wonderful. If the chocolate had been a bit thicker, it would have been easier to handle it. As thin as this is now, it melts quite easily, but let's try it out. Wow. I'm not a big white chocolate fan, to be honest, but that is really good. And the filling as well. Check out yesterday's video and check out how this praline was made, because it is ridiculous. So happy with the end result. Like, even though it could have been better, I really like the shine on it. Yeah, no, it's beautiful. Okay, well, if you haven't subscribed yet, I haven't you. New videos every day, which means new recipe every day. So click the button, give us a like, and let us know what you thought. Ha det bra!